just listen to their words. Watch their actions and make sure they match. A guy says he's coming at 7:30 on Tuesday and he shows up at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. There's a problem there. Okay? If he says he's going to be there at 7:30 and shows up at 8:30, let me tell you something. When I met someone and I kind of was, attracted to them and I thought they'd be really pretty terrific and I really wanted to get to know them, if we made a date at 7:30, guess what? I was there at 7:30. I'm a fairly functional person. My car didn't break down. I didn't get a flat tire. Okay? All these things didn't come up, whether they're truths or lies. Don't make excuses for them if they say one thing and then they don't follow through. Men in particular, guess what? They're on their best behavior in the beginning. If they can't make a 7:30 date, that's the best they've got. It's only going to go downhill from there. And let me tell you something. They're testing you. They want to know what you're willing to accept. And if you're willing to accept too many of their imperfections, guess what? They're going to load them up and they're going to say, she's got just enough low self-esteem for me. She has a nice body. She gives me good sex. Low self-esteem. I'm there. Another foundation for failure and disappointment. Don't just listen to their words. Watch their actions. Raise your hands, everybody. Right hand. Raise your hands. Every single one. I'm not doing it. I will wait until people I'm dating, that their actions meet their words. So help me. Okay? Don't forget that. Please don't just listen to what they have to say unless their actions match it. Very, very important. Number 4, admit that we made wrong choices in the past, know why they were wrong, and be open to new ways in the future. Who can admit to making mistakes in the past? Everybody but this guy. Okay. Okay. You got to watch men sometimes. I'm just kidding. I saw you raise a piece of paper like this. Okay. It's very, very important that you're willing to admit that some of the steps that you took, some of the directions that you took, some of the choices that you made were not the best. If you don't admit that, if you can't find a space to admit that you were wrong, it's going to be very difficult because you're going to be one of those people that has to be right all the time. Oh, that is so much fun to be dating someone that's right all the time. Have you ever dated someone that's right all the time? Oh, God. Really? How easy is it to get near someone who's always right all the time? Nearly impossible. Don't be one of those people that needs to be right all the time. It's called getting into conversation with someone and be open to hearing other people's ideas and other concepts. Hey, by the way, that's what brings you together. Having those kinds of conversations where you're both bringing in different ideas and thoughts and concepts into the relationship. You have to be willing to admit when you've made the wrong choices in the past to be able to undo that and be open to learning new things. Very, very important. Okay. No texting. How did that get there? Let me tell you something. No texting! Don't text. It's so impersonal and it creates zero mystery for you. She's going to know where you're at every second. You're going to know where she's at every second because you're texting each other. That's a load. It's really not where you want to be. I'm going to go here. Number 11, extra credit. Be a bit mysterious. Let them get to know you slowly. A woman said to me a couple of weeks ago that her feeling about dating relationships was that she was going to spew it all. She was just going to let it all out and just, tell it all so that if he was still around after that first date, he knew that maybe that he was for her. That just means he's terribly dysfunctional. Has terrible low self-esteem to be with someone who spews it all on that first date. Don't do that. Don't tell them. Let them get to know you over weeks and months' time. Don't, talk about other things. And I'm not saying to be surfacey or saying, but don't bring up your old boyfriends. You don't need, because, they're asking you, when they say, so tell me about your old boyfriend. We talked about this before, as a matter of fact, with some people that are in here. Don't bring up your old boyfriends. You know what they want, the information they want from you? Is how you're screwed up in the past. Because whoever you are now is just a result of what you did in the past. So if you tell them, I used to pick the worst guys. They were so mean. They were so nasty. Oh, really? They were. Guess what? You like that about them. Why would you be with them if you didn't like that about them? So anybody that has a brain on their shoulder is going to, she likes those kinds of guys. Don't share your old boyfriends. Don't share your, first of all, it's so rude. God, it makes the other person feel like, well, what about me? I'm standing in front of you now. I'm sitting in front of you now. Are you in the right place to value me now? I don't want to hear about your old boyfriends. Really, one of my first girlfriends did that a long time ago at 15 years old. She was 15, and I was just 18. And she used to, every once in a while, I don't know what it was, she used to bring up old boyfriends. And, you want to, even if it's not really true, you want to make someone else feel like they're the most important person in your life. If you can do that, by the way, you're going to have all the dates that you want. If you're willing to make the other person feel like they're the most important person in your life, whether it's that moment or not, that's going to make them feel great. And guess what? In dating, people just want to feel great, don't you? So that's a great way to start a wonderful relationship. And how can you do that on a date? Ask questions. How many times have you heard people complain? All they did was talk about themselves. Oh yeah, I sell stocks, I sell bonds, I'm in Wall Street, yak. And there's like no cross conversation going on. So you have to say to yourself, if someone is like that, they're a bit self-centered. Don't make any excuses for them. And don't say to yourself, hey, I can change that guy. Yeah, I can change them. Ooh. That's a caretaker. That's a manipulator. There's so many things wrong with that. And again, you're going to say, well, coach, hey, the way you're talking, no one's going to go out with anybody. That's not true. You have to be a certain way in your life so that you will attract better people. And the best way to do that is for you to raise your vibration and to pick others who have a pretty good vibration too. Okay, no texting. You have to be a bit mysterious. Don't let them know where you are all the time, because as soon as you start texting, that's it. They're going to know where you are. You're going to know where they are. And where were you? That's not right. That's not the way it should be. Be a bit mysterious. Don't offer it all. Don't talk about old boyfriends. Resist judging, comparing, and qualifying other people. How does it feel when someone judges you? Doesn't feel very good. Judges you not good enough, not worthy, not handsome enough, not pretty enough, not sexy enough. Doesn't feel good. Okay? That's not a great foundation for new relationships. So try to resist not judging, comparing, or qualifying another person. Okay? When people do that, let me let you know in a secret. People say, I'm so particular. Oh, I'm just so particular. Here's what I found out from my 6,000 conversations with people online. It's not that they're particular. They're intimate phobes. They're afraid to get close to someone. So it's really a lot easier to make excuses that they're not worthy or good enough for you. Not good enough for me. Not handsome enough. Not rich enough. Oh, no. Toss them aside. How does that feel to be tossed aside? You know what I'm saying here? Be kind to everybody. Be kind to everybody. And why do I say that? Because if you have a lot of friends, and they see you being kind to people, what are they going to do? They're going to be your best what? They're going to be your best agents to find you somebody. You know why? Because they can trust you with another person who's also kind. Because they know you're not going to rip them to shreds. You're not going to criticize them. You're not going to put them down. When you have a basic path of kindness in your life, you'll have a whole room full of people looking out for you to introduce you to people. So see if you can bring more kindness into your life, okay? Here's a tough one. Let the interest and tension build. Hold off on having sex as long as possible. Now, if there's one complaint I hear from women, more than any other one is, they push me to have sex too soon, and if I don't have sex with them, they'll leave me. Who the hell needs them? Hello? Who the hell needs somebody like that? They're not the right people for you. Let me tell you why, and I'm going to speak poorly of men. Is that okay, just for a couple of minutes?
Okay, I agree with you.
Okay. Here's why men want to do that. They are so disconnected. They have no love in their lives. They're so alone and lonely. This is why I want you to be kind to them, because we're socially retarded. We are. We don't know what the hell we're doing. And I'm going to blame it on you ladies in a few minutes. I'm going to tell you why. We're socially retarded. We don't know what we're doing. And the one way that we've gotten conditioned to connect in any way, shape, or form is with what?
Sex.
And what a waste of time that is. Because, let me tell you something about sex that you may or may not know. We've all had a lot of practice. I'm really not going to help you in practice with sex. But let me tell you about sex from what I've learned. A tremendous amount of the communication that you need to have a substantial, loving, kind, fulfilling relationship somewhat stops when you have sex. Think about it. Changes things. If you have it too early, it changes things. Because you know what? It gets us sort of retarded guys thinking about the sex, and we start thinking about that, and then we start comparing you, how that sex was, to the ones that we had sex with before, and then we got to say to ourselves, you know what? It wasn't perfect. There's got to be somebody sexier out there. Not a good thing to do the sex too soon. There's really not much good that can come out of it, because again, it stops the communication, it stops the personal growth, and it brings up too many possibilities for comparisons, judging, and qualifying. Hold off, let the mystery grow, let the tension build.